You want your dad to show up. And you want reconciliation. And I'm angry because I'm still trying how to learn to not be disappointed.
You know, Kody, you just messed up big time. Because at that point, Maddie was willing to give you an olive branch. She was willing to be understanding. So let's just start with the obvious, what we just found out about. It is not like that anymore. Maddie Brown Brush is done. Spiritually, emotionally, cosmically, done with Kody's nonsense. You can feel the generational fury radiating off her like heat from a desert road. This isn't a subtle, hey, dad, I'm disappointed energy. No. She talks about how he lied on her on national television and that she's not looking back anymore. Because while Kody's out here doing his best impression of a misunderstood patriarch, complete with fake tears and crying, Maddie has basically lit the family group chat on fire in public. She's not just shading him, guys. She's burning down the whole narrative. And honestly, it is about damn time. So on her Instagram post, she roasted him. We're going to go over it because this is a damn mess. Hey guys, it is your girl IQ. Welcome back to the mess with me. Holy crap, Maddie is not playing, guys. She roasted him. This is not a clapback. This is an epic level drag. You can practically hear the decades of emotional neglect screaming off your computer, your phone, your tablet, whatever you're listening from. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Holy crap. Let's be real. When Maddie breaks silence, you know that something seismic has shifted, okay? She has been quiet but respectful. She's building her life in North Carolina. She's focusing on her kids. She's trying to stay out of the chaos. But something, guys, something in the last few days, weeks, hours has pissed her off enough to say something. And maybe it's Kody's latest round of self-pity on Sister Wives, or maybe it was Special Forces. I don't know, but something pushed her too far. Too far. So we're going to go over it, okay? And honestly, good for her. Because Kody Brown has been rewriting history, and maybe she's done with it. I don't know. Is it something that Robin and Kody did recently? Let's just go over it, okay? Let's go over this. So basically, Maddie was on Instagram, and Instagram stories, okay? And here's what she said. This is really fascinating. Let's just go over this. Fans were asking her questions, and she was ready to let it out. Okay, where do we start? Oh my gosh. Let's start with this one. So here's the post. Do you guys see that on the right? Do you guys see that on the right? So basically, a fan asked, hold on. A fan asked a question to her, right? And this is it. She's talking about lacking skill. She lacks this skill. She says, your dad saying lies about you. This is Maddie. Your dad saying lies about you for the entire world to hear teaches it to you real quick. And then she said, I guess I'm in this kind of mood today. Maddie, yes, you are in this kind of mood, and we're all for it. We're all about it. What exactly? Okay, so it was, what was the question? I'm trying to see. Let's see. I'm trying to get the initial. Oh, here. Okay. She was talking about underrated life skills. Okay. She was saying that an underrated life skill is pausing to decide if something is worth your energy. And she said, your dad saying lies about you for the entire world to hear teaches you real quick. Oh my gosh. What the absolute hell? So, what lies do you think that he was saying? So, maybe it was something recent. Was it in the special forces? Was it in Sister Wives? We're going to be doing a deep dive on this. Trust me, there will be a part 2. There's going to be a part 2. Um, so what exactly is going on? Because she doesn't just talk about Kody, she talks about Robin. So why now? Why so public? You know, why not a quiet text, but instead this, right? That is the question. Um, she's been building her case for years. She has. Things have come out, things have trickled out. Um, Therapy, she said that she's been in therapy. Distance, she got away from them. She's been raising her own kids, seeing clearly. Clearly. She's finally hit the point where staying quiet, it equals complicity. She doesn't want to be quiet anymore. She's defending herself, she's defending her children, her husband from this circus that Kody keeps running. And she does talk about him like thriving on chaos. We're going to get into that in a second. But she's calling out his lies. She's like, stop lying on me. She's tired of the manipulation. She's tired of the hypocrisy. So the real kicker, no longer, remember we saw Maddie crying in the beginning, like that she wanted reconciliation? Not any longer. Maddie's not asking for reconciliation on his terms. No, Dad, I forgive you, but let's move on from this nonsense. She's setting boundaries. She's calling the game out. She's refusing to let him not only control her life, but control her narrative. And that's probably terrifying for a man like this because Kody needs control. And he can't survive without someone telling the truth. So let's just go to something else that she said. But first, let's just go back to this because something happened, guys. Something happened after the funeral. Why? I mean, you know what? I get it. The family doesn't want to talk about it, but I feel like there was probably a lot of blame to go around and they don't want that firestorm. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. That is my guess. Hold on. Let's
Funeral. We went back to Erica's house and we were having a barbecue. Leon and I started talking about just unpacking everything because Garrison's death showed a lot.
Garrison's death showed a lot. I know that we've talked about this before, but that was obviously the breaking point for the family. It is. And I don't know. I feel like it may take a few years. It may. It may take a few years. But I feel like the truth will eventually come out. Maybe after the show's done, maybe something. But I feel like there's a lot more to what happened that the family just doesn't want to get into, either for trauma, either for privacy, whatever. But I think there were a lot of truths revealed about Robin's behavior and Robin contributing to the environment that the family was in, the toxic environment. Do you know what I mean? And here's the thing, Kody's MO, I I don't even know what he's going to do now because if there's not a Sister Wives season 21, how is he going to rewrite this narrative? How is he going to have narrative control? How is he going to deny conversations? How is he going to try to have everyone adopt his version of the truth? You know? If Maddie calls him out, he flips it and he says she spreads gossip. And the goal is he wants to control the perception before anyone else can. He needs to be the PR agent. He needs to always look polished. He needs to always make sure that his brood is compliant, that they're always validating his ego. But you know what? Maddie's done. She is breaking free. She knows that the emperor has no clothes. I want to go and talk about Kody's reconciliation again. Where is that? Here we go. Listen to him talk about this because this puts things into perspective about how things are now. Okay, hold on. Let me grab that.
I would really love to have a better relationship with my children that I had with those ex-wives. I literally just compartmentalized the heartbreak. I don't know what to do. I would love healing with every single person I know. I would love healing with Mary. I would love healing with Janelle. I would love healing with Christine. And of course, all of my children.
Of course, all of his children. Well, what do you say about that now? What say you now, Kody? Because that was filmed, what, maybe a year ago? And now Maddie, over the past few days, is saying she wants pretty much nothing to do with you. Your dad saying lies about you for the entire world to hear teaches it to you real quick. You know what else she said? That she's been starting to go to therapy. Listen to this. This was a question that was asked. Someone asked, what started the shift of you recognizing that Kody and Robyn only cared about themselves? She said, in 2020, I started reading parenting books and I never looked back. Though my relationship with Robyn was always rocky. I'm assuming she means was always rocky. I think that's a typo. Though my relationship with Robyn was always rocky. That's when she started to see the light, guys. That's when it started. So I'm going to leave that up there, let you ponder that for a second, because what is this emotional cost to all of the OG kids, all of the OG wives? This is where things get ugly. Because Janelle left Kody because he refused to repair his relationship with his kids. Maddie grew up seeing him put his ego first. And she already decided she was never going to allow her children to inherit that chaos. She wasn't. Christine got insecure from the constant comparisons. And Robyn, she's now this chief enabler, amplifying the lies, gatekeeping the truth, right? And the rest of the kids, let me take this off for a second. I just think that's fascinating. She started reading parenting books and never looked back. That was the shift that she recognized that Kody and Robyn only cared about themselves. Not only do they only care about themselves, they amplify lies, they gatekeep the truth. And the rest of the kids, Kody and Robyn like to rebrand them as rebels, gossipers when they resist. Kody doesn't see rebellion. He sees threats to his narrative. And the emotional collateral damage is staggering. Guys, there is broken trust. There are fractured identities. There is years of gaslighting. I want to go to what Christine says here because what she says also is so relevant to what's going on over the past few days. Hold on.
But I think we're in an impasse here because this healing can only happen on their terms only.
Really? Really? See, and that's the danger in this stupid, it's either my way or their way. What have you heard of compromise, sir? Like, what is this? Okay, let's listen to Christine. Hold on.
In order to really heal with anybody, there has to be trust. We all need to see each other again when it's not around a funeral, so we can all start to heal a different way.
Well, that didn't happen, did it? That didn't happen. Because you're telling lies about your children, Kody. And he's getting paid for it too. He's getting paid. This is his job, I guess, to partially trash his children. It's insane. Hold on. Dora says, when somebody dies, the whole things people tolerate get tested and remembered, and people's true colors get exposed. Coming from experience of having, oh gosh, a stillborn. I'm so sorry for your loss, Dora. Excuses made for others change. Yeah, tragedy begets tragedy. I mean, thank you for your point of view, Dora. I'm so sorry for your loss. You know, in tragedies like this, I guess it's either going to go one of two ways, right? The family's either going to get stronger or they're going to fall further apart. And that's pretty much what happened here. And here's what's wild. Like, Maddie has been pretty chill for years. She's been staying out of the family mudslinging. She's focused on her own inner peace, right? She's built her life far away from Flagstaff. She has her babies. And she's basically said to them, you know what? Y'all can have your drama. I'm going to go raise decent human beings and I'm going to go be a decent parent. So it has to be exhausting. It has to be watching your own father go on national TV and spread lies about you, not just shade you, not just talk about you, but flat out invent this story where he's the victim, where they're basically demanding this needs to be on my terms. When did she ever say that? Actually, let's go back to this. When she was in reconciliation mode, or at least in the mood to, she seemed to have empathy here. Listen to this. Look at what Kody messed up big time. That's not it. Hold on. It is right here. Here it is. Okay. Here we go. It is coming up.
To just see him for who.
Hold on. Let me go back.
I'm still learning how to just see him for who he is. And I feel like Leon's already come to peace with this. And it's really hard because I don't feel like I have. I'm trying to understand that maybe he didn't know how to show up and he might be hurting.
I mean, man, she was ready. Kody, you missed a golden opportunity to reconcile with Maddie. I don't know what your problem is and how you can ruin that. How? This was perfect. She was open to it. You were right there and you completely ruined it. Where is that? Let me just get that back. She thinks you're a liar now, dude. And Maddie's breaking point makes perfect sense when you look at it. Because this is a woman who says that she's done therapy. She's built boundaries. She has learned that peace is something that you have to protect, not just hope for. And here comes this absolute moron kicking up dust like he's this one-man pity parade, dragging her name through the mud because he can't handle the fact that his adult children are done playing along with his disgusting fantasy. He doesn't see it as they need space, they need healing, they need to get apologies from me. He sees it as they're betraying me, they need to kowtow. That is narcissistic logic 101. Every single act of independence in his mind is an act of war, it's an act of rebellion, it's an act of betrayal, and he needs to stop. When Maddie said that she does not want to welcome the storm that is Kody and Robyn into her life, that is not hyperbole. That is a woman who is done this before, who's seen this movie before. She knows the plot. She knows the manipulation. She knows the guilt tripping. She knows the crocodile tears, the endless cycle on cycle of chaos, victim, accused, victim, protecting the victim accusing them, protecting the victim, them being the bad guys. They're tired of the whole Princess Robin act. They're tired of it. And she doesn't want to see the sequel. She doesn't want to see the prequel. She doesn't want to see the sequel. And that's the thing about these narcissistic a-hole parents. They don't want reconciliation. They just want access to you. They want access to re-enter your life just long enough to twist that narrative again. And just long enough to remind you that your version of events is wrong. And guess what? Maddie, to her credit, right there, is not biting. And good for her. Maddie is protecting her peace and, more importantly, her children. She's not letting her family become props in Kody's redemption storyline. It's not happening. And we know this. What does Kody want? We know what Kody wants from his children, from his wives. We know. Kody wants adoration. Kody wants obedience. Kody wants validation. How about you flip the script and give that to your children? I think that your children would love to have adoration from you. I think they would love to feel validation from you. It's all the things that healthy parents don't demand, but that for whatever reason he requires. Right, Mama Cat? Yes. Mama Cat said Kody wants to be seen as the victim. Yes, he does. He hates it when the script is flipped. So meanwhile, here's Robin sitting beside him, always enabling and validating his every delusion, whispering and patting him on the back about how sad it is that his kids turned on him. Isn't it funny how things always just happen to them? They didn't create it. It just happened. Don't worry, we'll get to her. That is coming because there is a Robin part 2 that we will get to. But for now, we need to go at him because Maddie went at him. We'll get there. But yeah, her no contact stance, this is not drama. This is boundary setting. This is truth telling. This is her protecting her children. And I bet you he's probably terrified right now because it seems like Maddie's done. And there may be more to come. I think she wants to refuse to let history be rewritten, and good for her. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that she has a voice because it's not always just him. And we know for a fact that Kody doesn't parent anymore. I don't know when that happened. He performs. His version of fatherhood has never been about nurturing. It's more so been about narrative. Kody has always thought it's more important that his optics to look like he was wise, to look like he was cool, to look like he was like the best feminist polygamous dad, and that he was charismatic and he was loud, and that all of his wives and kids revolved around him like the sun. But see, that's the problem with, right, Tracy? Tracy said reality is setting in. Agreed. Agreed. Sarah Kay said, I'm proud of her. It's hard to keep those boundaries. Agreed. But she's doing it. I think therapy's helping. I think therapy's helping. He wants all the accolades, he wants the applause without doing the drives to soccer practice and getting the kids ready in the morning and making breakfast and picking them up from practice. He doesn't want any of that. He just wants the glory and none of the work. Because guess what? Parenting is messy. Real parenting is messy. It's exhausting. It's humbling. It's hard work. It's about showing up, sir, even when you're not being worshiped. Even when your children don't worship the ground that you walk on, you can still be a parent. You can still be a dad. And that's the one thing that Kody can't stand. He doesn't like love that doesn't come without applause. Remember when he was whining that Maddie didn't tell him that she was pregnant? Remember that translation? He was mad that she stopped letting him control her storyline. He measures devotion by access. He measures it by silence for his loyalty. He measures it by if you respect him by agreeing or not agreeing with him on camera. And Maddie's biggest sin in his eyes is that she grew up, that she outgrew the illusion, that she's not scared of his moods anymore. She doesn't have to worry about him withholding affection, attention, resources. She doesn't need him for validation because Caleb is doing that for her and she's doing that for her children. And the other OG kids are being a support system for each other. She doesn't need him for validation anymore, financial support, emotional approval. And I think that this is driving this man insane. He's probably having a very bad week because he looks like a complete moron on special forces. Probably he didn't want that. He wanted that rebrand. And now this, how is the rebrand going for you, Kody? That's especially why his rants feel so pathetic. She doesn't call. She doesn't tell me things. Yeah, dude. She doesn't owe you an emotional newsletter. You didn't earn it. You weren't there for her milestones. And now you're mad that she's not sending you progress reports? Get out of here. Sir, you cannot abandon your family and then act shocked when your children learn how to live without you. You abandoned them for years during COVID. Just like Christine said, I learned how to live my life without you. I didn't need you. Well, so did your children. And what's fascinating, like psychologically speaking, is how Kody is like reframing this neglect as persecution. It's like this survival tactic for his own ego. I just need to see. Hold on. We got to go back. Speaking of survival tactics, this just reminds me of special forces. I wonder if I have that. Hold on. There's something. Let's see. I need to find it. Hold on. We might have to go through some of these. I think it's in one of the. Hold on.
Every once in a while, you need just proof of who you are.
Oh, you know what? We're just going to go through these because this worked perfectly. You know what? You're absolutely right, sir. Every once in a while, you do need proof of who you are. And we got it today. You want to know how? Bam. Every now and then. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the world knowing that your daughter calls you a liar and that she doesn't like you lying on her? How about that? I love it. I love it. Let's do another one. Hold on, because this is so this is good, but that's not the one that I wanted. Hold on. Let me see. There was one where he talks about his children. Hold on. Is this it?
Do hard things is to be good at being a man.
Oh my gosh. I mean, can we just keep roasting him here? Can you guys come up with wait, incoming. Hold on. I see ya. Thank you for breaking up the monotony. Thank you, Melinda. Melinda said, thank you for the $5 super chat. Melinda said, how many super chats before getting the new Oink and Move video? Oh my gosh. I have to go back and look. Well, it's just the remix. It's not a new, it's a remix. Gosh, I'm gonna have to do the math. I think there's like 10 or 11, girl. We're close. We're close. It's good. It's good. It'll be worth the wait. I'm telling you. But thank you. I have to go back and actually do the math though. I'll do that after this, and then I'll let you know. I'll give you the actual tally. Okay. But that's not the one. Okay. You know what else is it's hard to do, Kody? I guess for you, saying that you're sorry, retracting that maybe you're the one that lied, saying you groveling to your children. That's hard too. That's a hard thing to do, being a man. How about you do that? What about that? Because it seems like with everything that you do, you benefit. How about you do something that's selfless for once in a while? That would be nice. But that's still not it, guys. Hold on. I gotta find the one that I wanted. That's not it. But these are actually golden. These are great because they actually work out. Where is it? Hold on. 1, 2. Is it? No, it's not that one. 3. Maybe this one?
I want my children to see that I can do the impossible still.
There it is. Okay. Can we just roast him for a second? Let's listen to him say this again. Hold on.
I want my children to see that I can do the impossible still.
You know, the impossible still would be to apologize. The impossible still would be holding Robin accountable and saying, you know what? We messed up and we're going to try to do better. That is the impossible. They don't give a damn about you climbing a mountain, about you carrying a weighted vest up the mountain and down the mountain, and tight rope walking on a ladder. They don't give a damn with you rappelling down a helicopter. Don't give it two shites, Kody. As you can see, because we're now in episode 3 of Special Forces, and your daughter is now calling you out, calling you an absolute liar. So this is backfiring spectacularly. So how about that? That's what your children want to see, the impossible. Because you climbing up a ladder doesn't heal their pain, their hurt. How about that? Melinda said he wants adoration that he got from his children before they could form opinions. Yeah. He doesn't know how to have relationships with his adult children. Allison, she said, I'm late, but you're here. Thank you for being a member, supporting the channel. We're so glad to see you. Yep. Maddie's refusal to play along is a direct threat to his stupid ecosystem. Her silence, her boundaries, her refusal to sugarcoat. It's like sunlight breaking through his disgusting fog. Because when you've built your identity on control, this independence, it feels like betrayal. Maddie is over here choosing peace over participation in Kody's truth. So, sir, how about you do that impossible? How about you apologize? How about you show that your perfect wife is imperfect? How about that? That would be great. Chat, I need your help. I feel like we should be a little bit shady right now. Can you put in ecosystem? I like that. His ecosystem, Twilight, you're spot on. I feel like we're a little feisty today. Chat, can you do me a favor? What do you think that his children want him to do that is impossible? Still do the impossible. I need your answers. I just roasted him, but you guys always come up with really good ones. What are some things that Kody could do that his children would be like, oh my gosh, he did the impossible? Yes. Thank you, Kathy. See, it's already rolling in. You know what, Kody? Instead of climbing a mountain, how about you take accountability? Instead of picking a guy up with your pinky, how about actually caring? Instead of running a mile in 3 minutes, how about you call them? How about that? That would be the impossible. How about instead of stroking your ego or making everything about you, or you talking about your beautiful, quiet wife, how about you apologize and you mean it? These are great. These are great, guys. How about the impossible is you are accountable and you admit you're wrong and that you love people, everyone, you love people but yourself. That's great. I love it. Lily says the impossible is for him to actually be there for his children and that they see that the impossible was at one point that he wouldn't abandon them. Yeah, that would be the impossible. Oh my gosh, you guys. The impossible, Jen said, is to pay for a surgery. How about that impossible? How about you pay for Christine's medical bill for your own children? How about that? You know what would be impossible? You treating Truly like you treat, what's her name? What's Robin's youngest? I forgot her name. Ariella? How about that impossible? What about that? Yeah, right? Allison? How about an impossible that your kids would want to see is you seeing your children before they move. That's a nice one. Oh my gosh. Jen, we are so shady today. Jen is on a roll. How about you offer child support and surgeries without a court order? I can't even say that without laughing. Gosh dang, we are feisty today. And Maddie, this is all thanks to you. Because we're fired up for you. Yeah. That is the impossible. Uh-oh. Incoming. Oh my god. Incoming. Hold on. Sarah, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Sarah says he could write an apology. Oh, wait. He could write a letter apology. An apology letter. Yeah, he could write an apology letter. That would be the impossible. Agreed. Thank you, Sarah K. Ridiculous. This man is ridiculous. So, thank you guys. Thank you for participating in our TED Talk. That was amazing. You guys are shady as hell, and I love it. So here's the simple math. The simple math. Maddie is giving. She is giving truth, accountability. She's giving boundaries. She's giving protection for her kids. And Kody is the taker. Take. He takes loyalty, money, silence. He takes the narrative. He takes the emotional labor. Right? He's a taker. And that's how he maintains his stupid, fragile empire. And Maddie's done. She's done. She's done. She's over it. Maddie's no contact. Maddie calling him out. It is powerful. It is necessary. And honestly, it is heroic. It's heroic. So here's the takeaway if you guys are in a situation like this, okay? You need to guard your boundaries. Uh-oh, incoming. Sorry. Allison, thank you for this. I think that's a super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support, guys, as always. And the comedic relief. Yeah, it is if you guys are dealing with this, okay? And if you're listening, and if this is speaking to you, if what Maddie's saying is speaking to you, you need to guard your boundaries like she's doing. You need to speak your truth. Do not let anyone control your story. Maddie's act of rebellion is and I put that in quotes because that's what Kody thinks it is. But what she's doing is a roadmap to reclaiming her life from someone else's absolute and complete utter delusion. Okay, Kody's version of family is emotional hostage taking. And I don't know. This healing is never going to happen if it's just under his terms. He needs to stop. He really does. Right, Christina? Christina says, choose you, Maddie. And that's what she's doing, and I'm glad. And I feel like it's not over. That's the thing. I feel like this is just the beginning. I think a few years from now, if not a few months from now, we're going to learn what happened during that whole fiasco. As she said, hold on. As she said, where was that? Right here. There is more to come, I believe, on this.
Just unpacking everything, because Garrison's death showed a lot.
There is something there, guys. There is something there with McKelty. There's here we go. Incoming. Oh my gosh. The O goes moo. I think the cow goes moo. Yes, the cow does. Tracy. Can we hear it one more time? Come on, cow. It's so stupid. Thank you, Tracy. We love that, right? This has showed a lot. I feel like more is coming. I just do. Oh, you guys can't hear it? Hold on. Tell me if this sounds better. Is that good? Was that good? Sorry, that was testing for next time. Okay. We still, seriously, there is a lot still that we need to go over. But we will save that for tomorrow. I have a video that I think is the most relevant for today. So hold on. Let me grab that. Thank you guys for coming. I want to know because there's going to be a part 2. So make sure you're subscribed. Like this video if you haven't yet, please. What like are we on right now? Like number what? Please like the video if you haven't subscribed because I go live. I don't even have a set schedule and I don't think I'm going to be able to. I just go live when I can. So subscribe so that you know you can get notified before we go live because I would really want to have you guys here. You guys always make it better when you're live. And where is that? Oh, this is perfect. This is a perfect song for today. Kody, this one is for you. Yeah, we'll be back because there's a lot more we need to go over about Robin, let alone the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode as well because we have a lot. Anyway, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy week. Love you guys. I will see you later. Kody, you were a complete a-hole, and this one's for you.
Tell the whole world. Tell the world. And then go hang out with your buddy Christine.
Each describe Kody in 3 words.
Just 3.
Yes.
Deadbeat.
Okay.
Dad. Sorry, that's 2, but deadbeat dad and deadbeat.
He is selfish.
Deadbeat.
You haven't seen one of them for a year.
Deadbeat.
This is about a deadbeat dad.
You're hurting this family,
Deadbeat.
no one else. You're not loyal just like your mother. And I was like, okay.
Why are you angry with your children? You haven't seen 2 of them for 5 months.
Deadbeat.
I'm going to move forward and find happiness and joy outside of my club.
Each describe Kody in 3 words.
Just 3.
Yes.
Deadbeat.
Okay.
Dad. Sorry, that's 2, but deadbeat dad and deadbeat.
The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with
Deadbeat.
him.
You haven't seen one of them for a year.
Deadbeat.
This is about a deadbeat dad.
Deadbeat.
Why are you angry with your children?
Deadbeat.
He is selfish.
Deadbeat.
He seems to be sort of like, I don't know, like the reality is bewildering to him, kind of.
Deadbeat.
Divorced, and then the father just goes
Deadbeat.
MIA.
A deadbeat dad speaks from prison and explains the question so many people are asking: what went wrong?